Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. Now, this time, I'm going to check out some contracts first of all. Hello, mate. We need some money, so let's check some things out. So we've got some visual surveys that we can do. That would be quite good. Fuel engine test. Fuel engine landed at Kerbin. Well, I'm sure we can do that. That's easy to do. We'll accept that. It doesn't give us a lot, but it's easy to do, so we'll take it. Test T45 engine in flight. Now, the in-flight ones tend to be a little bit tricky because they want you to be in a particular altitude. Here, they want us to be above 6,000 feet and a really big range in speeds. So I say, yes, let's do that one as well. Oh, wow. There we go. Let's leave it like that for now. We can only do 2 contracts at once anyway. Let's make a vehicle for this then. Right, here we are in the space plane hangar. Let's see what ones we've had before. So we've got our contract crafts. Let's get the Mark II out, see what it's like. So this was our Mark II contract craft. Now, looking at this, our 2 contracts. We have to test the 909 while landed, so we'll have to do that. And then test the T45 whilst in flight. Now let's have a look at those 2 engines. So this is the 909. So we've got to use that one to take off and hopefully get us up to 6,000 meters. Now I don't know if it will because the thrust is terrible, so we might need 2 of them. And then we can test the T45. So let's leave that like that for now. We're going to have this separate out. We're going to disconnect this here, get rid of all of that assembly. There's the T45 test there. We need to get that up. Mass. No, not mass. Let's do it by name. So we need a decoupler. So we get it in a different stage. Let's just check the staging at the moment. Parachute, decoupler, they can both deploy at the same time. That's fine, doesn't matter to me. Then that engine can deploy at the same time as... Yeah, the same time as decoupling. Right, and beneath that, I want some sort of like separator piece. Possibly... Let me think about this a little bit. Yeah, I want dual fuel tanks on this now, and dual engines. So if I do something like, let's zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. We're back to building rockets, ladies and gents. Isn't that fantastic? Let's just do a little weird assembly like... Can I do that? So if I do that and use the new tools to place and rotate, then if I can rotate that... Oh, that's not quite right. There, okay. And then if I go to the offset tool... Oh, these new tools do make things a lot easier for building. And put that like that. That should be alright. I shouldn't see why that shouldn't work. And then we put an engine on the bottom of it, the 909. There. Now what I want to do then is duplicate that assembly, so I'm going to try and do that by... Do I press Alt? No, I don't think I press Alt. Do I... Oh yeah, I do, but I want that bar as well, so let's just put the strut on manually. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to be very careful about the way that I build this. Let's try and stick it on like this. And then we'll do the rotation tool to bring it round. And the right orientation. And then the adjust tool. We'll try and get it centralized. We'll try and get the height about right as well. So... Let's get the height. It's a good job that this tool here now snaps. so we can easily get the right height. You can see that with the blue one we can easily get the right distance away from the centre. We should be quite level for this one, but I do really think we're going to have a pilot with SAS. Height looks good, distance from the middle looks good. Height, distance from the middle, oh, left and right. Left and right looks good. Okay. So, the last thing I want to do on this is I want to be able to bring it down safely. So let's have a look, see what we've got here on the utilities. We've got these radial mount parachutes. That's brilliant now. We've got the parachute at the top for the top piece. Let's put radial mount parachutes on here. I want to put at least 2 of them on. I want this to come down nice and safe. I'm going to go crazy and put 3 radial mount parachutes on here. There we go. And it's actually added it... let's see... I think it wants to be... Yeah, those guys want to be up here in this stage. So it decouples, the parachutes all go, and then it decouples. That's right. This one in here, we've got a decoupling stage down here. We want these parachutes on here as well. I'm going to put 3 on these guys as well. Now, I think parachutes are massless. Strag... Oh, hang on, mass 0.15. Oh, they're not massless, so I have to be careful about their placement. Okay, this needs to be symmetrical with the other side. Excuse me. So if I put that one there and move that into this stage here, and if I put that one here, that all looks very even to me. And hopefully that stage will come down nice and safely, and we'll get to recover all the monies. And we're going to be going straight up, so nearly all of it should be at the landing pad too. So let's get those 3 on there. So the extra parachutes are costing us more money, but hopefully we're going to recover more money. And hopefully we're going to get these 2 contracts done without hardly spending anything. That's the plan today. The only thing is that I don't know whether these 2 engines here are going to be powerful enough to get us all the way up to 6,000 meters. If they are, we should be fine. If they're not, we'll have to split this contract in 2. We will be successful on the first contract. We'll see if we're successful on the second. This all looks pretty good to me. So let's do it. Let's take this out. This is the Mark III now. The Mark III, Contract Craft Mark III. Let's save that and take it to the launch pad. Okay, so we're about to take the Contract Craft Mark III out onto the launch pad. So I just clicked the launch pad. We've got Launch New Mission. I've got the Contract Craft Mark III selected. Its mass is quite small. Oh, there's something I forgot to do actually. Let's just head back inside. So the one thing that I forgot to do is that this capsule up here has some things inside it. It has electrical charge and monopropellant. Now the electrical charge all's well and good because we need that for the control of the SAS system, but the monopropellant, we're not going to use that at all. That's dead weight. Let's just take all of that monopropellant out of there. That's extra weight we do not need. Now this T45 as well that was hidden in the middle here, let me see if I can get the right controls for a change. Where's it hidden? There it is. Is that a T45? I think it's a T45. Should be. We need to test it. Yeah, T45. We only need to fire it. Okay. We don't need to go very far with it. So this liquid fuel tank up here, we can bring down the amount of liquid fuel and oxidizer to about 1/5. Because we don't actually need to go anywhere with it. We just need to ignite it. And that should make our whole craft a lot lighter. And it should enable these 2 to give us a better thrust up into that 6,000 meters mark. Right, let's do it. Launch pad. Okie dokie. So we've got our one pilot who doesn't have any experience yet on this contract craft flight. Everything appears to be in order. We fire. Let's get our contracts up. Here we go. So we fire the 909s at launch. That should complete the first contract. Upon separation of upon the next stage, the 909s get separated, all their parachutes deploy, and the next engine, the T-45, drops. And we have to do that as soon as we get to 6,700 meters. Once the T-45's out of fuel, we can then do the next stage, which opens up its parachutes and our parachutes, and hopefully safely back to Kerbin. The only thing is I don't know whether this craft is going to be able to get up to 6.7 thousand meters. We will have to see. First things first, let's throttle it right up, turn SAS on, sit back, and get ready to throttle down in case I've made it too good. Okay, here we go. No, I haven't. This is going to be a very slow launch. The amount of fuel in these engines is rapidly depleting, although having said that, we are accelerating slowly. Looks like we may be able to reach the speed requirements, but I don't think we're going to be able to reach the height requirements at this rate. Checking our height now, coming up to 1,000 meters, and half our fuel's gone from these these 909s already. I didn't know whether this was going to be possible with these engines, but hopefully we're going to recover all of our monies, or pretty much all of it. We're not going to get the money for the fuel back. So looking at this, it's entirely possible that we never get there. We've not met the speed requirements. We don't think we're going to meet the height requirements. It's a little bit close, because we're still accelerating at this point. Let's just take a look. No, we're heading back down again. First things first, let's reduce the throttle on the other bits, drop them. There we go. So as you can see, there's not much liquid fuel in this part. We didn't get the let's just move it over to one side slightly so we don't land on each other. We didn't get the contract for this second one, but that's okay. We're probably going to recover all these bits anyway. Let's get them down to 0. Decouple that, parachutes and everything, all gone. There we go. And we could switch targets as well. So there's our first bit about to fall to the ground, so let's switch to that. Here's our 909 section. That succeeded in fulfilling its contract, but failed in trying to get us up to 6,000 meters in the right speed. We'll just modify the craft and redo that. So here it comes in now. The parachutes have opened. It's going down at 3.6 meters per second. It's not going to land on anything. That's going to be fine. Here's our mid-stage section. Has that opened up yet? Not opened up yet. Getting close though. There we go. So that's now going down at 4.7 meters per second. Probably going to survive. And here we are with our pilot, who may earn some experience or may not. I don't know. Well, I'll recover this vessel, and we'll get back to that place, to the assembly building, the vehicle assembly building, and see what we can do. Okay, just before we go back to the centre, I thought I'd just show you the landing of this particular component. At 3.4 meters per second, it landed beautifully, and all the parts are there. So we got that one on the ground. There's this, the mid-stage component landed fine at about 4 meters per second. And we've landed okay as well. So I'm just going to go back and recover all of these parts. And here we are. We don't get any science for recovering the vessel, but we do get the parts back at 98% value because we were near the launch pad, not on it. So we got some funds back from that. And the crew, our little crewman, our little pilot, gained an experience. So that was worth taking him as well. Let's go get the other bits. So they're still out there on the grasslands, I think. Let's go to the tracking station. Well, hang on a minute. Where are they? I'm not seeing them in the tracking. What? Did I just recover all the parts? Or did those other parts disappear or something? They're not there now. I'll have to review the video and see if that worked at some point. But let's continue anyway. So we completed one contract. We got some useless amounts of money. We've got to complete the other contract now. But let's just quickly check to see if there's any other contracts we can do whilst we do this second one. So we've got testing something in flight. Test a solid fuel booster in flight. This solid fuel booster can be tested at good altitudes, actually, and I was going to be testing one of them soon anyway. What's this parachute one? Oh, it's quite high up it was. Let's test the solid fuel booster. Gives us a little bit of money, but not much. Plenty of science as well, though. Okay, so here we go. So let's get rid of this lower construction. We don't need this. Wham, gone. Right, engines. Now, this is the solid fuel booster we need to test, I believe. Let's just double check that. Oh, actually, no, it isn't. No, it is not. We have to test this. So, yeah. Right, let's move everything up. Right, so we don't need this. Oh, we still need the T45 section. So let's put decouplers on there. This section we'll put on there, and then stack decouplers. There we go. So now we need to get this rocket up into the air. We need to get it above 1,200 meters. I don't think we're going to need all the fuel in this one. Let's half the solid fuel in that first stage to see if we can get it up high enough to test the solid fuel booster that's above it. And I don't think we're going to need all of that one. Let's half that one as well and see what happens. Now, how much do they cost? They're usually quite cheap. That one's 700, and this one is a 325. Now, how much are parachutes? Yeah, look. So the parachutes cost as much as the blooming boosters. I don't feel the need to. Well, then again, we do get a lot of our money back. All right, screw it. Let's do it. We're going to put a couple of parachutes on here, and those parachutes want to go when this stage launches. And this one's going to need about. Let's just give it 4. There we go. 4 on the top there. And that's going to go with that stage launches. And I believe we'll leave this. No, we won't leave it as a separate stage. We'll put it in there. Right. The Contract Craft Mark IV is ready for launch. Now, I don't know whether this one's going to work because I've messed around with the fuel settings. I'm not sure if we're going to get it up high enough. It's kind of gone on intuition. I haven't calculated anything. So let's see. Save the vessel. Make sure we've got our pilot in there. Yes, we have. Let's head out to the launch pad and give it a go. Okay, so we're on the launch pad. Let's put our SAS on. Let's keep our contracts in view. Now, so we're using this first booster to get us up high enough to activate the second booster. We need to be under 470 meters per second. We need to be above 1,200 meters. If we can get some extra height out of it, that would be fine. Let's bring this solid fuel booster into this section here. Right. Everything looks good. Let's cross our fingers. Keep an eye on our altitude and launch. Oh, it's a bit slow. Not too slow. I don't know if we're going to make it. Our speed's looking okay-ish. Our height. Might, no, not quite. Not quite. So let's ditch that bottom section. See how this section goes. Bearing in mind we need to get up to 6,000 before the fuel runs out on here. The speed's looking good. The height is probably going to be fine based on the first one. 6,700, speed's dropping. Yeah, I reckon once we get that first stage right, we'll be okay. Let's turn that engine off. Right, let's get all 4 stages back to the ground. And I'll adjust that and we'll try again. Okay, so something went wrong with the game there. The other parts of the vessel just disappeared. Now, I know that if you're around and about, flying around, and you're within 2.5 kilometres of a part, it won't disappear. But it was right above me as I was landed, and they would just, bam, disappear from the game. I had no idea why, and we've been unable to recover them now, so unfortunately we lost some money on that one. So let's continue and get back to that hangar and get this sorted out. Okay, so here's our contract craft. Now, we nearly got to where we wanted to be last time. The amount of fuel in this one was pretty much sufficient. The amount of fuel in this one was not. So if we max out that fuel, hopefully this time we'll be okay to get up to the height we need. Just need to check though, this T45 again only needs activating right at the top. So let's reduce that fuel right down. We only need a tiny little bit of fuel in there. And all the monopropellant's gone. Good. We got our pilot. Bob's in there instead. No, we want one of our pilots in there. We'll have this pilot in there. Why not? Munduk, you're in. Let's take this one back out. And now I've adjusted the fuel. Hopefully we'll fulfill the contracts this time. Just before we do that, though, we want to adjust this. Actually, we're going to keep the stage in how it is. Because I think I blew up this bottom section last time. And I don't want to do that. So, save and launch. Okay. So, SAS on. Staging looks good. All systems are go. There's our targets in the top right hand corner. So let's see if we can reach those targets now. With a full load of fuel in the bottom here. We were quite close last time. We nearly made the mark. We just really need to get that 270 meters per second. But I'm hoping by doing what I've done and increasing the fuel on the bottom, we're going to make it this time. Let's give it a go. That seems to be a little bit of a faster start there, which is good. If this doesn't work, we may need to put 2 solid boosters on the bottom to get this up to its height that we need. The height looks like it's going to be good. Speed? Possibly not, although it should be increasing. We need to get to 270 on the speed here. Nope, the speed isn't going to cut it. Let's drop that section. Give it just a couple of seconds so that we can fire this one. We have to wait for this one to burn. We can't turn it off. We could have just skipped that section maybe and just not activated it. Quite possibly, but oh well, never mind. We're up quite a few thousand meters now, so that bottom section that we've ejected probably isn't going to go anywhere. Let's turn our throttle down to minimum and do a double ejection as all the parts tumble back to the planet. No, I think is the answer to our question there. It's not going to work. We didn't get up high enough. We're going to have 2 solid boosters on the bottom to get up and complete that. Oh, we actually completed one of the contracts. We tested the T45 liquid engine. Well, I nearly didn't notice that. Okay, never mind. Let's forget that little bit. We can take that engine out and rebuild to do this final contract for today's session. Okay, so we've got hardly any fuel in this solid booster. We need to get it up above At 1,200 meters. This bottom one's all full. We should be fine. Let's go. Yeah, easy. Easy, 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 I reckon. We might even get our speed too high. We can't go above 470. Nope, we're going to be fine on that. Height's got to be a maximum of 3, 2, yeah. No! No, we bummed out on the speed. Oh dear. Well, never mind, that's a failure. We'll have to see how we get on next time. Well, there appears to be a little bit of a different way that Kerbal Space Program's handling these different parts that I've been ejecting. I'm not sure I'm getting them all back, so I'm going to have to look into that for next time. That's all for this time. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Master Hellish. This has been my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. Until I see you next time, goodbye.